Alright everybody, welcome again to another exciting match of the BGG Beginners Tournament. Octagon here, we have Ikuna versus Camputer. Um, I'm gonna need them to show me their hands. Camputer is apparently Weyland because we built it. And Ikuna is Whizzard. There we go. Okay. This hand is pretty weak. It has two economy cards, but I mean, this really doesn't count against Whizzard as an economy card very much. I think that Camputer has some mulligan. And Ikuna doesn't have a very good hand either. He has Data Sucker and Grimoire. This hand really doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any economy. It doesn't have any breakers. So he needs something like that. I really think Camputer should mulligan. He only has one agenda, but he only has one ice, and it's not even a very solid ice. This one gets destroyed by Yogg.0, which Anarchs usually will run. This is a much better hand for Ikuna. If he gets lucky and R&D is undefended, the medium is amazing early on. I'm ready. So, we'll see. Beanstalk Royalty, not exactly the card Camputer wanted to see. He wanted to see another good ice so he could ice up R&D and HQ on the first turn. Right now he can only ice up one of the two. He doesn't know it, but if he doesn't ice R&D, he's going to get a huge medium dig. And he decided, yeah, he wasn't going to risk getting a medium dug. So he put a Enigma. This is actually a very, very smart play from him. And I wasn't expecting him to do it, but it was a very, very good play. The one problem is this makes this posted bounty very, very dangerous. He's going to lose the posted bounty most likely. And he's probably also going to have this Junebug get trashed. I'm not sure why he's running pad campaigns. I don't like running pad campaign Weyland decks usually. That's with the other ID mostly, so maybe it's a little bit better with the newer ID. But with the core ID, I don't like using it. I just like using beanstalks and hedge funds and various fun cards like that as my economy. That way, that Whizzard gets much worse as he can't trash them with his 3 credits. He went down to. Nah, he's fine. Okay, an ice wall is good. That helps secure HQ. Yeah, he could also have put it in as a remote, but that's a risky move. Oh, he drew a card. He drew an archer. What to do with an archer? See, this is why I always suggest if you're going to draw a card, you should do it as your first click or earlier on in your turn, because drawing a card can really change what you're going to do during your turn. So during your turn, figure out how many clicks you're going to do, and then decide to whether to draw or decide how many cards you're going to play. And how many credits you're going to get, and then decide what to draw. Sometimes you'll draw, and then that'll change what you're going to do, and then you'll want to do something else. Or sometimes you'll make a run or something, and then decide you want to draw. But usually you should draw first before you do anything else. Discard Data Sucker. That's actually not that terrible of a move. Biotic Labor. This is something I don't see in a lot of HB decks. Biotic Labor costs 4 influence, and HB generally does not have a lot of 3-cost agendas. This is their only in-faction 3-cost agendas, and then there are a couple of neutral 3-cost agendas. Biotic Labor is really, really only good for scoring agendas. There are a few other tricks it can be used for, but generally it's only used for spinning agendas. He's gonna use the old shipment from Kyogre trick. It's basically an extra econ. It gives him, a credit on his ice or an advancement of his ice wall and his agenda at the same time. This card, I think, situationally it's okay, but it's never really amazing. But it can be pretty good. I mean, it can be slightly better than Beanstalk royalties. Right now, I'm thinking that the reason the Camputer did that was so he could play this archer and have an archer going. And now he's gonna get punished for running low on credits. And he's gonna have a medium dig against him. See, that's the downside of Biotic Labor, is that it costs 4 credits, which is a lot of credits, and then it just goes away and you get nothing for it besides, the extra click that one turn. And he's gonna get 3 hits, so yeah. Ikuna managed to score 3 agendas off of that, 5 agenda points because Camputer went below 3 credits. That so I think that was a mistake using the Biotic Labor there. I think you could have waited and held off on that. I'm not sure, but I think he could have waited. I think the play here is to play Beanstalk royalties. And either click for credits or play an Archer on R&D. I think it's a better play to have Archer on your remote, just because I don't think that it's more unlikely that Whizzard will be running inside job. And so having an Archer on your remote will make it easier to score agendas. But having one in R&D really, really protects against the medium digs. So it's sort of how defensive do I want to be? And especially with no agendas in hand, I mean, you can afford to be pretty defensive. But the problem is, I don't think that Ikuna is going to run this server anytime soon. Because he knows it's probably it could very easily have an archer. There's an ice wall. This ice wall makes this shipment from Kyogre very, very, very more powerful. Also, it would not be a bad idea to clear virus counters now that there's 4 data sucker counters and 3 medium counters. Clearing virus counters would just eliminate so much of the hard work of Ikuna. So I would be looking for an opportunity to just clear virus counters. Also, Ikuna has never used his identity ability yet once during this game. This is why I don't like this new ID as much as the original one. The original one doesn't really help you that much, to be honest. My deck that I ran, my Weyland deck that I ran for a long time, had 3 hedge funds and 3 beanstalks, and that was the only transactions it had. But so you get 4 or 5 credits over the course of the game. But this, I really disagree with this playing an ice wall there. By the way, he's really over defending R&D at this point. But yeah, so this new identity, you don't really have a good opportunity ever to advance these agendas with a click. The click is so precious to you; it's not really worth advancing these ice ever. So you're not gonna get more credits out of it than you will out of the original Weyland identity. He's just gonna play shipment from Kyogre. It might be a good idea to shadow up archives. That sounds kind of silly, but it makes it harder for him to get data sucker counters. It's probably not a good idea at this point, to be fair. But I do think it's a good play to wipe virus counters at some point. Just makes your archer so much more scary if there's no data sucker counters, and also means that if Ikuna does get a way into R&D, then he's not gonna medium as hard. He's not gonna act so many cards with medium. I think if Ikuna also has an account siphon. Private Contracts is not a card I love. It's reasonable against the Count Siphon. If you get below 5 credits, you can res this, and you'll have less credits taken from you from a Count Siphon. It's kind of an advanced little trick and very situational. Otherwise, it's sort of like a hedge fund that takes a lot more clicks to fully utilize, and it takes space in your thing, and it's not very good against Whizzard. Whizzard sort of changes the math on all these assets. There are a lot of very expensive, high trash cost assets that have very marginal abilities, but they're hard to trash. And Whizzard kind of undoes that. His ability is very situational, but also very powerful in those situations. If you're up against a deck with lots and lots of assets and upgrades, then Whizzard is absolutely amazing. I still think Noise is overall a little bit stronger, but this is a fairly solid Whizzard deck that Ikuna has been running. And he's gonna account siphon. Yeah, since this is kind of awkward, Camputer's sitting at exactly 8 credits, so resing account siphon or resing private contracts is nothing. Yeah, account siphon is probably the most powerful card in the game right now, just because you can do that. Yes, he's getting through the archer. He's gonna. I'm pretty sure that this Enigma's gonna get rezzed. So that's forcing Ikuna to trash the Crypsis or, have an Enigma hit him. If he trashes Crypsis, he could potentially win by accessing 4 cards. But he doesn't have a backup breaker, and if Crypsis gets trashed, he really can't do anything. I think it's way too risky to trash Crypsis, especially when he's so far ahead right now. He's gonna trash the Crypsis. I think that's a mistake. To trash Crypsis to see 4 cards, especially when you're so far ahead right now. He may hit a 2-point agenda, but if he doesn't hit an agenda, it's just a terrible, terrible play. He hit the agenda and won the game. I'm still saying that's the wrong play. I think it's a much safer play not to break there and to just sit there and wait with your Crypsis for later. Yeah, he should have put his counter on Crypsis. Yeah, that was a very good game. Very well played by Ikuna. Camputer just really couldn't do anything. I think he over-defended Archives or R&D, and that sort of cost him in the long run. But I also think Ikuna made a mistake by trashing his Crypsis there. If he hadn't won the game instantly there, it would have been very, very hard for him to claw back and win the game. But, well, there we go. That's medium being very, very scary. So I'll see you next time. I'll see you in the next match when Ikuna plays Corporation against Camputer.